Good Lord, YouTube. What's up? Hey, it's Mike here. You know, I'm in my basement. This is my channel, Solid State Alchemy. And, you know, I'm in the underbelly of the YouTube algorithm down here making videos about computers and whatnot, stuff, electronics, turning lead into gold, you know, whole alchemy thing. Just wanted to check in about the channel and give some updates about what I've been up to, show off a little bit, or not show off, this is definitely nothing to brag about, but just like show what I've been up to. So the whole point of starting this YouTube channel is because I enjoy tech, I enjoy computers, I enjoy like trying to get into the weeds about how they work, how you can unlock increased performance or increase performance in general by optimizing things or overclocking things. And that kind of led me down the rabbit hole, and I found this website called HWbot or HWbot, and they are kind of like a international hosting site that lets that publishes benchmarks of overclocked PC parts, PC hardware, and you can post your scores on a bunch of different benchmarks and then, you know, see where you rank in the world for your hardware and your overclocking ability. And they host an annual Overclocking World Cup, and I have joined Team America in or the American team, really, the American Overclocking team, and we are furiously trying to get through all 12 stages of the World Overclocking Cup 2020 before December 31st. So we have until the end of the year to complete 12 stages. I'll put a link to the competition in the description. Hopefully, if I edit this video correctly, I'll be able to like actually put some video capture up. We'll see. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. I have contributed scores for I think the first 3 benchmarks now. So we got through Port Royal, which unfortunately I had to do on a GTX 1080 Ti because I don't have an RTX card. I'm down here in the basement in the underbelly of the YouTube algorithm, and you know, no one sends me sample cards, and I definitely wasn't standing in line at Micro Center or sitting around pressing F5 refresh trying to get one on release day, fighting the bots because they were just, you know, unobtainium at that point. And even now, they're still really hard to get, so scalpers are leeches. Anyway, so yeah, so I did Port Royal with a GTX 1080 Ti. Not optimal, but it does, you know, through the most recent driver updates from NVIDIA, they did unlock real-time ray tracing support for the GTX 10 series. It's not the best score, but it's a score. I'm sure somebody else on the team will eventually post up a score. So how the competition works is, you know, typically there's 12 stages. Per stage, each team's going to upload 4 scores, and then the hardware bot will average the scores and give a team score, and then the teams compete that way. So I've done the first 3. I've done Port Royal. I did Time Spy, which was fun because that's a GTX 1080 on a Ryzen AM4 platform. So trying to get Time Spy up there with on, I think my platform was a Ryzen 7 2700X and a GTX 1080 Ti, and I'm running them on the InSinkerator over here, right? So groundwater in Maryland is definitely, temperatures are definitely going down, so I had my GTX 1080 Ti running 10 degrees Celsius at idle, and it never cracked 20 degrees under load. It's pretty awesome. The flow rate off of my sink is definitely decent. So yeah, so I got a really good score on Time Spy, considering I think there's some more left in that. I'm going to gonna flash an XOC BIOS to my GTX 1080 Ti. Fingers crossed I don't bork it, and then try and maybe get a chiller involved and get that score down even lower. And then the third competition that I've competed in has been the blanking out. It's been a long night. Oh yeah, I was running superposition. Running superposition on my R9 295X2. So for that particular stage, the third stage, you got to run superposition on a single card that's got 2 GPUs and SLI. So a dual GPU card, which is tricky. That's the HWbot guys. They definitely knew they were throwing curveballs at everybody because superposition does not natively support SLI or Crossfire. So you have to go in and do trickery in your drivers to try to trick or force. You have to just use a force command, or in your hardware for Radeon, you have to use a force command to get the Crossfire support to work. And I was able to get a pretty decent score in superposition running a Radeon R9 295X2 with an EK water block on the Incinerator, and I had the i9 9900K running at 5.1 gigahertz, so pretty average overclock on that. But I was able to get the both GPUs up to 1200 megahertz on a R9 295X2, which is pretty tough to do on anything that's not sub-ambient. So that's pretty fun. I wish there was a easier way to mod BIOSes on the R95s on that 200 or the 290 series cards, because that card has definitely got a lot left in it. It just needs more voltage. I looked into it. It seems really complicated and time consuming to me, and that's saying something. If the bar to entry to me is pretty high, then maybe I'm just looking at the wrong resources. I've Googled around. If you've got a good resource on how to flash the R9 290 series BIOSes, or how to mod those BIOSes, put it in the comments, because I'd love to take a look at that. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm through the first 3 stages. What I got on the bench right here is a GTX 480. I'm just testing the individual cards. I've got 3 more that I'm going to be putting into triple SLI on the i9. So I got 3 EVGA GTX 480s. I'm going to put water blocks. I'm going to finish putting this water block on that one, and I got another water block coming to put on the third card. So I have 3 in triple SLI, all water cooled, with the Incinerator going. So that should put me at fairly good temperatures. The GTX 480s are just, they're mad lads when it comes to temp control. So hopefully my 10 degrees Celsius groundwater and super high flow rate will overcome that thermal barrier. Yeah, it's been fun. So, but to that note, talking about, I don't have a 3-way SLI bridge, so I had to buy one of those off of eBay. I found another water block off of eBay, and none of that stuff comes cheap. So I'm gonna make my sales pitch here. First, if you want to watch more content, I'm gonna live stream when I get back from my Thanksgiving meat coma. I'm gonna live stream my GTX 480 tri-SLI benchmarking session, see how that goes. And then if you like that content, if you want to see more live streams, you can please hit like and subscribe on this video. I have a Patreon account now, because none of this stuff is free. That's the other thing, even if Team America beats the Aussies this year, if you don't know, the Aussies have won I think the last 9 world overclocking competitions, because they're a little bit more organized than we are. Even though the United States has the best overclockers in the world, they're not participating in the competition. It's just it's dudes like me in my basement. We're on Discord. We banded together to try to represent America on the world stage. So none of this stuff is free. We're not sponsored. Nobody's giving me hardware. And winning doesn't come with any monetary benefit that I'm aware of. So I have a Patreon account. If you'd like to help me in my endeavors to represent Team America in the World Overclocking Competition, I'll put links to my Patreon. I'll put links to the competition. You can follow it at OC Esports, and on HWbot itself, you can look at the individual scores. Yeah, so that's it. You can join me on my Discord. I'll put a link to my Discord, like my Facebook page, all that good stuff. But I'm going to get back to getting after it and try to represent America on the world stage for the OC Esports Overclocking World Cup. I'm out.